So guys, again karibuni kwa channel. Leo nilikuwa tu nataka niwape a few advice because nimefanya importation of this car so hi guys, karibuni sana kwa channel. So leo nilikuwa nataka tu niwape a number of advice because nimekuwa nikiimport magari saa hizi for 6 months, and kama kawaida I teach you guys from my experience. The car behind me is a CX-5, was my first car that I imported for myself, and these are a few advice that I want to give you guys. The number one advice is that if you are planning to import a car, okay, always start that process as soon as possible, okay, because I came to notice that a lot of people, they will take a month or two to decide on whether they want to import or not. So, and the reason they are waiting, sometimes it is not even to make decision on the car or whether to look for the finances. They are just like there wondering, should I import or should I not import? And then the moment they make that decision to import, okay, they start the anxiety. They start to regret why they never took that decision 2 months ago, because if they had taken that decision 2 months ago, their car would actually be arriving. So unakuta people who take too long time to decide, okay, their anxiety mounts because they will feel like it has taken them 4 months before the car arrives, because they took 2 months to decide and another 2 months for the car to arrive. And you know, the 2 months, I always say, it is the ideal. Sometimes it can be longer, and actually some of the people wenye nimeletea magari, they can attest to that. But reasons for beyond 2 months are always very well explained. Maybe gari yako itaanguka inspection, ama gari yako iko how can I say, in a port in Japan where there are no regular departures, because si town zote in Japan zenye ziko equally busy. Kuna town zenye hazina a lot of traffic za meli. So kama gari yako iko huko, it might take time for your car to be picked as compared to other towns. So na nikawaambia, the earlier you make that decision and you move forward, the better. That is the first thing, so that you control your anxiety. The second thing ni kwamba, right now as Explore Imports, we have developed very good networks and agents in Japan. Actually, because I always put my number public, a lot of Japanese agents have reached out to me. Okay, I don't trust all of them because I have not worked with all of them. I started with one, which is actually my biggest supplier so far. But other people, from what I post online, they have actually seen the potential in our channel, and they are reaching out to me and even giving me better offers and better deals. But of course, I cannot risk clients' money. A lot of my clients, actually, they pay directly to Japan the way I advise them. There are others who tell me, oh, I don't have the time, I don't trust myself to do the transaction. So sometimes I can help them to make the payment. But what am I trying to tell you is that if you are planning to import, don't wait until you have all the money at hand. I know this might sound a bit contradicting to what I had told you before, but what I'm trying to tell you is this. If you wait, and let's say if you are importing a Mazda CX-5 like this one, the total price, maybe you will need 2.8 million until it gets to you, including duty paid. You shouldn't wait until you have the full 2.8 with you inside your pocket, because a lot of money, let's say 1 million shillings out of that, you will need it when the car arrives. You will need it to pay KRA, you will need it to pay the port charges, you will need it to pay the transport. So why should you wait until you get the money for KRA before you start the import process? The only amount of money you need so bad is only the car price and the shipping fee, which is, let's say, 1.8 for you to start the process. And then the rest of the money you will pay when actually the car arrives in Mombasa, because you cannot pay for the tax, you cannot pay for clearing fee, and you are not actually required to pay for the transportation of that car to Nairobi before the car arrives in Mombasa. Okay, so don't delay your import process under the pretext or under the excuse that you are looking for KRA money. So that's an advice I'm giving you. And this is connected to the first point that I gave you, because I don't want you to feel like you have been in the import process for 5 months, because the moment you start looking for all the money, and it takes you 2 months before you get the money, or 3 months before you get the money, and then another 2 months before the car arrives, you will be in this thing for too long, and you will start saying that importation is too slow and it doesn't work. To make the matter even better, my agent right now is accepting like even 50% deposit. If you have 50% of the car price and shipping, I have told you this car will cost you total 2.8, but the car price and the shipping is around, let's say, 1.8 million. So all that you need is half of 1.8, which is like 900k, and the car will be bought, it will be inspected, and the shipping will be done. And then the other payment arrangement, I can tell you, depending on who is selling that car to me, at what point you need to complete that payment. And this is not to downplay the fact that you need to have your money in order within a maximum of 3 months. Okay, I will tell you why 3 months. Because let us assume that we have worked through the ideal shipping time. Within 2 months, your car has been bought from Japan, inspected and shipped, and arrived in Mombasa. When your car arrives in Mombasa, okay, you will have 3 weeks, okay, to clear your car and pay your duty before KRA or the Kenya Ports Authority starts to charge you extra fees for storage. So approximately, we are talking of, you have 3 months grace period to have gathered all the money that you need. But what I was telling you is that you don't need to gather all that money from day one or from month one. The only assurance that you need to have is that at the end of the 3 months, you need to have the full amount. Okay, you must guarantee yourself that you will have the full amount. If you feel uncertain about whether you will get the full amount, then delay the process a little bit. That one is allowed, and I can advise you. But don't start the process until you have figured it out completely where the full amount will come from. If you know that it is guaranteed, you have some, you know, some tenders where you'll be paid, you have some invoices that you are pending to be paid, you can start the process if you are guaranteed that you'll be paid. But the moment you start delaying the process, it derails itself. So, and I have found that a bit, watu wengi wenye wanaanza tu na kudelay, saa zingine hata huko unakuta hata delays zina build up, unakuta gari yako maybe inaanguka inspection, ama meli una miss the target, na si kusema ati kuna any connection with that, because kuna gari zinaenda so straightforward. Kuna Daihatsu Move yenye nilinunulia client actually 2 weeks ago nikiwa Morocco. That car has already departed within 2 weeks. It passed inspection, and that car might make a record of arriving within 30 days. Sawa sawa. So if that one arrives, then it can be a surprise for someone mwenye hakuwa ameorganize their finances. But even in Japan, we can also delay the shipping. If let's say process imeenda too fast, na feel like gari yako itafika before pesa zako zikuwe tayari, there is also a room to delay the shipping by whatever timeline. You can choose your shipping schedule. Useme, I want my car to be shipped between this and this. It is not necessarily that when your car is ready for shipping, it will automatically depart. But it is not always that you will be given your desired shipping date. So if you defer the nearest shipping date, then it is not certain that you'll be given the next departure. So it might inconvenience you in a way or not. So always reach out to me so that we can have this conversation. We can discuss your financing arrangement, not necessarily how we can finance you or how we can help you get financing, but how you can arrange your money so that you don't delay your shipping for no reason, and also you don't start the process when you are not fully ready. So guys, I hope I have been able to help you in a way or two. And my work in this channel, I think I will call it Explore TV NGO, because I'm helping thousands of people for free, and maybe only a few people manage to buy me some tea. So yeah, I appreciate if you get helped by this channel. Always feel free to comment, share with your friends. That's the best support you can give to us. And then for those interested in importing, my number is always there. Feel happy to reach out to me, and I'll be glad to support. So cheers guys, and see you in my next one.